best price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. That's 800-871-3291.
A confusing day because yesterday was February 28th.
Okay, that's today.
So today should be March 1st, right?
What's today?
It's actually February 29th.
It's a leap year.
It was a leap year.
Yeah, this guy forgot about leap year.
Leap day. Once every 4 years.
Leap day?
Yeah, it messes up every line in the calendar for weeks.
Happy leap day.
A daytime party celebrating Leap Day.
It's showtime.
Wake up! Yeah! Morning, Doc.
this guy over here.
Well, I'm telling you now.
With the 29, huh? What is it? We gonna see a 30?
Probably not.
Oh.
You gonna be on the hook if we do see a 30.
Oh?
Yeah, because you offered that huge discount for everybody getting married on February the 30th.
Oh, yeah, I didn't I?
Yes, sir, you do, Bob can't tell. And I am waiting.
For February 30th.
You doggone right.
But you should have booked already, because February 30th tomorrow. I don't have enough time to put your wedding together.
Oh, you can do mine on a shoestring budget and no time at all. See, this is all you got to do.
Just play some groovy tunes.
Yep, that's it.
All right. I could do groovy tunes.
We'd be kind of walking around, bopping our head and stuff.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of that going on this evening, huh?
Oh, yeah. Over here across the street.
So it should be a whole lot of fun. The Chamber Banquet is this evening. Have you talked to Cindy lately?
I talked to her yesterday.
Do you know if there's any tickets left? I mean, what are we doing on that?
From what I hear, the place is completely booked out.
All right, it's packed.
It is packed from wall to wall.
Well, you know what? We'd invite you, but you ain't welcome. Can't come. That would be that. Well, good. I am so glad that has turned out all right. Let's see. What else we got to talk about? The American Western Weekend coming to Globe Life Field March 8th and 9th. That's next weekend, Doc Bryce.
Uh-huh.
And it's a one-of-a-kind multi-event competition featuring the best in Western sports and live entertainment. Friday night is the American Performance Horseman, followed by a musical performance by Luke Bryan. Saturday, the American Rodeo, capped off by a musical performance from Post Malone. And you can win tickets to go right here, right?
Yes.
Didn't Stormy say we had tickets?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure, because I don't want to say I'm going to give them away and then not give them away.
Oops, we gave them away.
Whoopsie. Let's see. If you don't want to leave your trip to chance next weekend down at Globe Life Park, you can go to globelifefield.com/American. American. And that'll get you all the information for tickets and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So there you go.
Stuff and things.
Hey, man, that should be pretty cool, though. Friday night with Luke Bryan and a rodeo.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm here to tell you, we will be giving away. Do you remember how many tickets we said we were giving away?
No.
A couple, 2 or 3.
There's not enough to go around for everybody.
Yeah, apparently Doc and I were told we cannot go.
No, because supposedly...
yeah, we got to move.
Yeah, we got to move that weekend.
We have responsibilities.
I tried to turn in vacation time.
Yeah, you know what? You got to turn right back around, too.
It sure did.
Boy, it didn't even make it off your desk.
No.
I was watching. I was like, wow, that was a denial.
That was quick.
Denied. So, next week we will not do a roundtable on Thursday or Friday.
Not.
I don't even know if the radio stations are going to be on the air, but I do know that we are going to be busy. So next Thursday and Friday, there will be no Duck Smith or what's that other girl?
Oh, Carrie?
Yeah, that Carrie girl.
That one?
Yeah, Weatherford. That's what it is.
From the extension office?
Well, see, I mean, I'm talking to Luke Bryan over here, and he keeps bringing up Carrie Underwood.
Oh, right.
And I hadn't made that mistake in years, so.
That's the wrong Carrie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to get it right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the wrong Carrie.
Coffee is good this morning.
So we did our first kind of broadcast from the new studios yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
How'd that go?
It went phenomenal. We just shot a 1 kilohertz tone across the airwaves and went and listened. I was like, yep, that sounds like a tone. And then went and turned it off. And
Will you please turn that crap off?
I was like, well, that was successful. And then put the station back on the air.
There you go. Let's see. Anything else newsworthy that we need to talk about? Grab my stack of newsworthy events over here.
Coming up this weekend that you got in that stack there.
Well, let's see. Saturday, March 23rd. That's not this weekend.
No.
That's the 6th annual Corvette Car Show, though.
Yeah.
Kids running the show.
Uh-huh.
Contact Eric Gunner for more info on that. 870-818-2628. The Arkansas drug take-back locations.
So
remember,
find some drugs and take them?
I mean, if you froggy enough to run down to the Ouachita County Sheriff's Office and pry that box open, you deserve what you got coming to you from that point.
By the way, they got cameras on that box.
Yes, they do. You know what? You get 3 hots in a cot.
For the box?
Yes.
All right.
We'll get you cured, baby. See, Budget Propane is a sponsor of the Roundtable. We're just going to do these as I come to them. Budget Propane, located on Highway 79 at the Crossroads Corner Store in McNeil. Locally owned and operated. Really good folks down there, too. They got a cigar humidor, and they got food, and they got lottery, and they got beer, and they got propane. They got gas. 870-393-0032. Tell them Doc Brush sent you. Let me see. Hogwild Bins and Bargains. They are closed today, Doc Bryce.
What?
That's right.
Why?
Because they're restocking.
What?
Yes, tomorrow is $12 day, the day to find the best selection of bargains. The items will have been freshly stocked as of tomorrow morning. They'll be open from 9 to 5, so be out there banging on the glass and open.
So they're fresh.
Open. You know what they do, right?
They're fresh? To make them fresh?
No, the Hogwild Bins and Bargains folks.
What?
They, wow, is the wife up and shopping already?
Yep.
Wow.
Them wives get started early.
Well, I'm telling you.
Got to take on today.
7:30. Bam, there we go. Let's see. So they buy up pallets from vendors.
Yeah.
You know, like these big box stores.
Yeah.
And they buy the pallets that have their returns or their overstocks or no longer going to stock, non-stocks.
Uh-huh.
They buy a whole pallet that's as big as you or me. And it's just piled full of all this stuff. And then they go through it, you know, and there's some of that stuff that's really, really good.
Uh-huh.
And they put that over on the right-hand side of the store.
Uh-huh.
That stuff is guaranteed to be at least half off. The other stuff, they throw in the bin. And once it hits that bin, tomorrow is $12 a day. All items are $12 a piece. Friday, $12 a day. And then Saturday is $10 a day. Monday is $5 a day. Tuesday is $3 a day. And then next Wednesday is $1 a day. See how well that works?
Yeah.
And then they do it all over again.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it's neat.
Yeah.
You should go check it out.
Yeah.
Since 1958, Story's Floor and Carpet, a family-owned business now led by Kenny Story, has been a beacon of quality and personalized service, specializing in hardwood, vinyl, carpet, and laminate floorings. Let's see. They're a Shaw Floors Aligned business, which means that you can get credit and financing through the Shaw credit card. And if you'll go to that website, storiesfloor.com, they encourage you to visualize. Oh, that's right, baby. You can see that new flooring project.
Oh, yeah.
Just upload your photo into their visualizer and see your options. Ouachita County Medical Centers. I'm so losing them as a sponsor. Let's see. Ouachita County Medical Centers, CDU, reminding you are not alone. Since 1985, they've been helping folks, just like you and me, get through their chemical dependencies. So give them a call, man. What do you got to lose, right? 870-836-1289, 1-800-232-1289. All calls are confidential. Elite Fitness Clubs, premier 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, key fob access, cutting-edge equipment, free weights, interactive cardio machines, and more. The club emphasizes the preventative benefits of exercise against serious illness, promoting a healthier lifestyle. Call Nick May, man. He'll tell you all about it. 870-807-2589. Mitch Lowe's Body Shop. Accidents do happen. So if you find yourself in a ditch, just call
911.
And then?
Then call Maria. Tell her you fell in a ditch.
Yes, and you can't get up. I've fallen and I can't get up. Yeah. 870-837-2560. She loves that. All right, you just call her. You call her up and say, I've fallen and I can't. Yeah, I love it.
She's such a kid.
Yes. The Sandbar, 245 South Adams, right here in Camden, offering a delightful experience with happy hour food, Wi-Fi, and a kids menu. They are open from 4 to 10, Tuesday through Saturday, and they provide a fantastic atmosphere and great service. Call 870-836-3003 for an exceptional dining experience.
Ooh.
Everybody's Antiques, 436 South Bradley in El Dorado, 31,000 square feet, 120 booths. Call 870-875-1444. This is another one of my favorite places to go and play. Shop. Work.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm working when I go there, boss. Really. 870-875-1444. Visit this antique haven for a diverse and exciting shopping experience.
Just saying.
And First Choice Family Care, that's Dr. Smith. Good morning, Dr. Smith.
Good morning.
Boy, she was sneaky this
Boy, I'm telling you, she could. I'm like a bull in a china closet. She's like a mouse in a cabinet. So, you should go over to First Choice Family Care, but you can't go just anytime you want. No. What? She's only open from 8.
But the door might be locked.
She's only open from 8 to 6, Monday through Friday.
Well, what if you got a medical need?
Well, then you should probably go across the street if she's not open.
Depends on how urgent it is.
Yes.
Well, what if you just got the sniffles and it's 8 o'clock at night?
You should take a Benadryl and wait till 8 o'clock in the morning.
You should have a better relationship with your doctor because I have her cell phone number. Okay? 870-800-9002. New patient packets at myfirstchoicecare.com. Speaking of Dr. Smith's, attention, skilled dental hygienists. Timberland Dental offers a fulfilling career opportunity in a family-oriented environment. Join their team to ensure top-notch patient care. Your role would include thorough cleanings, patient education, which is vital for maintaining beautiful smiles, and they value teamwork, respect, and growth. They offer competitive pay, flexible hours, and a supportive atmosphere. Timberland Dental, that's where you belong. Ready to make a difference? Apply now. Timberland Dental, 135 Cash Road, right here in Camden.
Did you know that diabetics should be having a dental exam every 6 months?
Well, that's because your teeth be falling out.
Those sugars are hard on stuff, and people don't realize that one.
Diabetics and meth heads, right? Oh, that's method actors. I'm sorry. Let's see. What else we got? The Camden Fairview High School Career Fair, March 13th, 8 to 2:30. If you're interested in getting in on that, dial 870-837-1300. Ruby Snyder Ministry, they're doing their open house while we're moving next week. Thursday, March 7th, 9 to 11. Baseball and softball sign up. Are we still doing that?
Yeah, sure.
Doc Bryce?
Yeah.
You made it easy, right?
Yeah. I said sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up till this weekend. Or you know what? Just keep signing up till they tell
you. Yeah, when they refund your money and tell your kid to go home,
yeah,
that's when you know we're done.
When they tell you we're all filled up, sorry. Then
Ken's Discount,
yeah.
City Hall,
yep,
and here,
yep,
and online. And then the Eclipse thing. That's the last that I've got in my stack here. And the Eclipse thing was yesterday, right? Community Preparation Workshop,
yes.
February 28th, 10:30.
Workshop, yeah.
Yeah.
The actual eclipse.
You tell me the eclipse didn't happen yesterday, too?
Well, it may have happened somewhere on Earth.
April 8th. It's a Monday.
Wow, that is my older sister's birthday, April 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Traffic's
like her.
going to be terrible, so don't try that.
I don't like her anyway, so I'm not going to call her. Let's see, the rodeo, we talked about that, right?
Yes.
All right, so we just need to take a quick pause for the calls, right?
Yes.
All right, you guys hang out. Give me just a minute. We'll be right back. Good morning, everybody. It's time for the Washita River Report for Thursday, February 29th. In Camden, the current gauge reading is 8.34 feet. Flood stage is 26 feet. Arkadelphia currently at 4.52 feet. Flood stage there is 17 feet. At Thatcher Lock and Dam, the current gauge reading is 76.96 feet. Flood stage 79 feet. And finally, at Morro Bay State Park, the gauge reading is 75.5 feet. Flood stage is 82 feet. There is a flood warning in effect until early Saturday afternoon for the Ouachita River at Felsenthal Lock and Dam. Last gauge reading was 72.1 feet. Flood stage is 70 feet. The river there is expected to fall below flood stage sometime Friday morning. Stay up to date with your current river conditions right here every weekday morning. Reliability of this forecast is based on current and forecasted river and weather conditions from the National Weather Service in Little Rock. You guys have a great rest of your week and stay safe. It's time for Hampton Happenings, brought to you every Tuesday and Thursday by our friends out at ProMed Ambulance. The Hampton School District is now accepting applications for school choice transfers for the 24-25 academic year. If you're seeking exceptional student-teacher interaction, a diverse range of clubs and extracurricular activities, award-winning programs, and top-notch academic offerings, look no further than Hampton School District. Here, students have the opportunity to participate in advanced placement courses, earn college concurrent credits, and explore vocational courses at SAU Tech's campus, all within the school day. Their nationally competitive FFA, beta, and robotics programs, along with their gifted and talented program, and a wide array of sports teams, including tennis, basketball, and football, ensure that every student finds their niche. Moreover, Hampton School District empowers students to jumpstart their college education, helping parents save on tuition and transportation costs. Don't miss out on this opportunity to join that vibrant community. Apply for a school choice transfer to Hampton School District by May 1, 2024. For applications or further information, call 870-798-6100 or visit hamptonbulldogs.school. Choose Hampton School District, where education embodies its fullest potential.
No one likes to think about needing an ambulance, but when necessary, timely response by EMS is vital. ProMed Ambulance is part of that timely response. ProMed Ambulance serves the citizens of Calhoun and Union County and is available 24 hours a day for emergency and general ambulance transportation services. In an emergency, remember to dial 911 and know that ProMed Ambulance is always there, ready to care. Find them online at promedambulance.com or toll free at 1-800-634-0436. ProMed Ambulance, care you can count on.
Your Thursday forecast includes mostly cloudy skies and temperatures reaching near 53. Winds will be out of the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, rain is likely. It's going to be cloudy with an overnight low near 39. For Friday, mostly sunny and 65. Then on Friday night, mostly clear and 43. Saturday, sunny and 77. Sunday, mostly sunny and 79. Out of the Radio Works Weather Center, I'm JJ.
Good morning, people.
What's up, Doc? Is there a doctor in the house?
Why is that?
Give it to me straight, Doc. Give it to me straight, Doc.
Well, you know what they say. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Yes. Nobody says a candy bar a day keeps the doctor away.
Attention. Turn your head and call.
It's showtime.
All right, in the studio with Dr. Jerakaycia Smith from First Choice Family Care. Dr. Smith, I was looking at the new digs. What was it, yesterday we went to Andy's? No, it was the day before.
Day before.
Yeah, we was gandering across the street. Doc Bryce didn't realize that was where you were moving to.
I know, it looks good, doesn't it?
It does. It looks really, really good.
Wait till that front is done. It doesn't look like they're doing anything, but it's sheetrocking inside, so it's like
they're really
lots
working
of stuff's
really,
happening.
really hard.
The outside just feel.
Yeah, there's like 3 cars at the parking lot. The doors open, wide open, and there's a lot of non-activity going on outside.
Well, I mean, you know, Dr. Smith has had to clean up a bio thing? Is that what we call it?
Could
you guys found some old asbestos or something in the basement?
So there's no basement, but used to when we went to take up the floor, because obviously that was a Family Dollar, and our exam rooms have to have water, and so we were digging into the slab to put pipes down. And when we took up the tile, there was mastic underlayment. So that's kind of a better form of asbestos because the insulation can aerosolize it more.
Right.
But with the underlayment, it still had to have professional, like, certified removal.
Hazmat teams, the whole
and
9
then,
yards.
like, the time afterwards that no one can be in there to make sure that everything is out. And so we did all the stuff like we should to try to keep our workers and everyone safe. And so now it's really going. And now all that part is done, and they're sheetrocking the walls. They've got an electrical panel. We'll be hopefully announcing our grand opening here soon. And I think it'll line up with our 4th-year anniversary.
All right. That sounds good. I was talking with Mr. Dr. Smith yesterday.
Yeah.
And, he said that he's about to lose his mind. Getting all of this stuff done is really, really taking its toll.
He has been amazing. I don't think people give him enough credit. I think people are really quick because I'm the face, like, that it's my clinic, and it's like 100%. It wouldn't be there without the Mr. Smith. I told them, it's like, just anybody that says it's my clinic, just tell them it's like, who do you think gave her name?
What, you think she just got that name at birth? No.
Yeah.
So
I tell people I married him for his last name.
What? And,
with a name like Jerakaycia, I needed something easier.
Well, I'm here to tell you, it was really, really funny the first time I tried looking her up. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got some questions for you.
Yeah. The first one I was needing to get caught up on, and it sounds like it may be some form of sensationalism, because it asks, how did the bubonic plague come back? And are we at risk?
That's that asbestos from the underlayment, right?
Yeah, it came from the clinic. No. So the bubonic plague never really left. To be really clear, I think it's important to talk about what the bubonic plague is. It is what is called a zoonotic infection. So it means that it is an infection that tends to be in animals. So humans are not actually part of their life cycle. So it's something that we get because we're exposed to something in their life cycle, which is usually fleas. And so this isn't something that has been completely eradicated because it's not necessarily actually a human condition. And as long as you don't have fleas, you will not get the plague. And the plague fleas are the animals that are in their life cycle. Almost all of them are in Africa. So unless you are in Africa and getting exposed to the fleas from those areas that have that zoonotic infection in their animals, and this includes wild animals, livestock, it's just an animal infection, then you will not get the plague. Also, if you've been to Africa, your doctor should know if you're sick. But because anytime you travel, if you've been even into a different region in the U.S. and you're sick, you should let your doctor know when you see them that you're sick, that you have had travel. Because even areas in the U.S., there's infections that are more common. Like Northwest Arkansas even, it's more common to get a infection called histoplasmosis. Very treatable, and the bubonic plague is very treatable with antibiotics. So it's not like it's going to be the plague that it was. It used to be the plague that it was because rats. That's what caused the bubonic plague to be so bad, is poor hygiene and rats.
Pooing in the streets.
So please.
And not flushing the toilets that you didn't have.
Please fix it if you have rats. Not for the plague, because they don't have the plague here. But you should not have rats.
Well, now, they just had that case of the bubonic plague up in Oregon.
That's the thing, though, is that the bubonic plague, from 2000 to 2009, there were a total worldwide of 21,725 cases.
Really? That many?
Worldwide. And that was noted in 16 countries. And so between 2010 and 2018, due to changes, that number dropped from over 21,000 to 4,400. So since 2000, more than 95% of the cases have been from specific areas in Africa. And so it's like the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Madagascar, and even then you were talking about 200 cases in the whole country. So it's not like it's everywhere. It's specifically going to be in cases that you are exposed to an animal that has that infection.
So we don't need to worry about a lockdown.
No.
Due to the
bubonic plague.
Yeah, what she said.
The kind of things that go epidemic like we had or pandemic have to have easier transmission. So the bubonic plague has to be from a flea or parasite biting an animal that's infected, and that's going to have a much smaller reach. That's like FM radio versus like World Wide Web. The COVID had transmission via tiny droplets that was super aggressive, so it got a lot further. That FM signal is only going to go so far.
Doc Bryce, you need to work on that.
Change get a better radio.
Go online, Facebook.
Boy, I'm here to tell you, he is definitely right on top of things this morning.
So if you want more information on that, if you're ever concerned, really great updates can be found on the World Health Organization, the WHO, not the band, but the
No, man, but if you look up the WHO, be sure to check out that
It'll be way
period,
more fun than the plague.
I'm telling you.
And then the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control, if you're ever wondering about something, and that's our American, institution for disease monitoring, you can always, when you're GTSing, Google that. You can type in CDC bubonic plague, and it will find the CDC website on that thing, and that's just going to be statistically speaking disease monitoring through the CDC. And so that's going to be working with the local health departments and state health departments and things like that. So
okay.
Good place for information.
All right. What else we got?
Can a man's testosterone be boosted naturally? Yes.
Eat peanut butter.
Number one is if you are overweight, losing weight. And I know that gets really annoying because a lot of people can be told that in ways that aren't helpful. Because obviously, if you sit in front of me and I'm like, lose weight, like, if I could, I wouldn't do it.
Trust me, we was over there this week talking about that very same thing.
But if you could, you wouldn't be where you are. So when you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, like we should try something new.
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Well, and the thing is that whatever you're dealing with, and everyone has their own health conditions and their own health journey, right? Just because you're skinny or just because you're overweight doesn't mean that you're healthier or unhealthier, right? Because if you are overweight but you can run 2 miles, you are way healthier than a skinny person that can't, right? So a lot of people equate weight with health. And I will say that statistically speaking, you're more likely to have conditions that are unhealthy with weight, but that's just statistics. There's lots of people that have weight and don't have those conditions and are still very fit, right? Their body just hangs on to more. They were like from the Irish famine. Their genetics said, no, we're not going to lose any calories.
Thou shalt pass.
So you're from the sturdy peasants that could sustain famine. So those genetics aren't as helpful when there's not famine.
All right.
But super helpful if there was ever going to be a famine. I would die in a famine with my genetics. So, but with that, losing weight, because excess fat actually produces estrogen. And that will counteract whatever testosterone you naturally have.
Is that why I'm crying at the movies all the time now?
That's just because you're woke. You're in touch with your...
Oh, my God, Doc, I'm woke. I never knew I'd be woke.
But, and then exercise. And I know both of those things sound kind of blur, but exercise. And I wouldn't really do anything other than those two things. I think it's way easier to take a supplement than to say, okay, 3 times a week I'm going to go to the gym this week.
Oh, yeah, I'd rather take a pill.
Yeah, I'd like to go to Walmart and just buy it. Or a prescription.
They got that in a bottle, right?
A lot of people want treatment for it, and it's like, let's do these things first because we will just be fighting against this. And testosterone supplementation has its risks. It is not without risk. And so knowing that, it's like, let's do all the things we can that aren't prescription first and see if that helps. Because a lot of times when you correct those things and start making those healthy habits, the frustrating thing is that it can take some time. So it's a good discussion with your doctor.
So what about these supplements like Total T and stuff like that?
They all just take your money. They all take your money.
All right.
I'm not convinced of any supplement. Like, I'm a real staunch, like, as a chemist, when you get into the world of supplements, there's not any FDA regulation, or very little. I mean, they can't put poison in it, and that's about, like, what it is. But
well, it depends. What's your definition of poison?
Amen.
And
so with that, there's a lot less regulation. And so, like I was telling a patient yesterday, they just wanted to take a multivitamin, and they wanted to know what one is the best. And it's like, well, I don't really have one that I think is the best, but I really appreciate the company Nature Made. And I don't get any money from them. I don't own anything through them. But what I know as a chemist is that on the label of Nature Made products, or most of them, I think some of them you can't really test it in a lab, and so they don't have that label. But almost all of their products have a little white and black emblem on it that says USP, and that's the United States Pharmacopoeia. It is a nonprofit organization, laboratory, that the Nature Made company submits their things to be tested. Because say I made a supplement that's like Vitamin Smith, right? And I'm going to sell you this thing that's got Vitamin Smith in it.
Yeah, I'm going to let that one go, okay? You guys know what I'm talking about here.
But with that, say I just made a product, and it cures cancer and makes you lose weight, and you sleep great. It's and I can say whatever I want, and I can do my own studies and just show these like 20 people that did amazing, right? And tell you that it'll boost this 500%.
And for $19.99, you too.
Yeah, and you get a discount if you buy 12 months at a time or whatever.
Absolutely.
And I can sell this, and I don't actually have to tell you what's in it. It may not exist.
You mean there's no ingredients on some of this stuff?
There are ingredients, but they don't have to tell you the percentiles, and they don't have to give you like you'll see some of these that say it's like I forget the words that they use, but it's like and it's like their branded thing that has several different roots in it or something. Right. And there's a word for that in business where it's like their intellectual property, like, so it's like they're not going to say how much. And so it could be a smidgen.
It's like red number 6.
Well, it's more like it's
why it got to be number 6?
Well, it's usually like it's their personal intellectual property as to the specific ratio of how they put this number of roots in here. It's like their recipe, right? And so, but what people don't realize is all of those supplements, especially ones at the gas station, I have no proof that's anything but grass trimmings in there. Like, please. And so with that, you can take this thing and sell it and say that's what's in it, and say that is what's in it, right? Say it really does have this new vitamin, right? There's no regulation then even to say that this pill has the same amount as this pill.
And they both came out the same bottle?
Exactly.
How does something like that happen, Dr. Smith?
By poor practices. But with that, that's what that USP emblem stands for, is that they monitored that product and have let Nature Made put their label on it because they have tested it and say that the thing that it says is on the label is actually in there in the amount it says that it's in there. So that's why I prefer Nature Made, because I like that label as a chemist, because everyone has something they want to sell you. And I will tell you that testosterone is one of those things that ain't one of them going to work.
Okay.
You need to exercise. You need to lose weight. And if you are at a healthy weight and you can run 2 miles, then you need to call your doctor.
All right. Hang on just a second. Let's see what's going on here. Good morning. You're live on Y95.
Yeah, she's talking about the supplements. What about the ones to stimulate memory and stuff that they, like Prevagen and things like that?
Again, not a lot of data on it. When you look at it as far as scientific studies done on the individual ingredients in the things, it's like there's not a lot of great data on it. So that's one of those things that sometimes with supplements, I do feel like some people feel better on them, and I think it's worth trying, right? Go ahead, try it. But if you're not noticing a difference, then stop it. Don't waste your money on it. But again, not a lot of data on it.
All right, so if you're taking one of these things to enhance memory or whatever,
make sure you've
and
talked to your
you don't
doctor.
remember when you took it last, it's probably not worth it.
Well, and make sure you talk to your doctor, because like I had a patient that was, I think, in her early 60s, if I'm remembering right, and she was having concerns, and we were reviewing things, and I was concerned, and so I sent her to have the formal testing for dementia. And that testing is best done by what's called a neuropsychologist. And there's like a couple in our state, and there's like one in Texarkana that I really like. No relation, but his name is Dr. Brian Smith.
Sure.
But that testing takes like 4 hours.
Be your cousin.
You go down there, and they talk to you. That doctor sits down and talks to you for 4 hours straight. He only sees 2 patients a day.
Well, I'm here to tell you, that's one doctor visit I ain't going to.
But I got his report back, and it turns out she had ADHD and never got diagnosed. And so her memory is not that she has bad memory, it's because she's not paying attention. And I thought that was just so funny, because how many people do that and never have the testing, because so many people are like, oh, ADHD is just a thing now. It's like, well, it was then too. We just didn't recognize it. Like, and those people are now in their 60s wondering why their memory's bad, and really they just have ADHD.
See, should have been on Ritalin all along.
So I think it's really important to be tested. And the other thing that can masquerade is actually depression, especially if you're over the age of 65. So it is known that memory issues, depression can masquerade as memory issues. So, and I think a lot of people, I had a patient that, again, I'm trying to talk to her, and she's depressed. I know clinically she's got a reduced serotonin in her brain, and I'm trying to talk to her, but there's such a stigma on depression, I can't really say that word. I just build on it over time, just slowly chip away at it.
Slowly I turn.
Because she's...
Step by step.
She's sobbing while she's talking to me, telling me that she's not depressed. And it's like... Interesting.
Okay, then.
Yes, you're not depressed. Let's try some medicine that might help with this sobbing.
You're right, but you're leaking around, and you got this stuff coming out. I'll tell you what, I got a pill for that.
Yeah, if you can't determine why it is that you're crying, like, because crying can be very normal, but if you're crying and you don't know why you're crying, then we should check some things, obviously, but here's your sign. So I think, again, like mental health in general is just one of those things that if you're affected by a condition, it's like you are least likely to be the first one to know about it. Like, you'd be better off asking your spouse, am I depressed? And they're going to be like, yes, you are.
God, I've never met anybody.
And then you just have to trust them and just go get your treatment. Because what I find with depression is that it's a serotonin level. It's just like having low thyroid. We need to increase it. It's Prevagen, not Prevacid.
Oh, okay.
Is what he said. But we treat it, and we raise your serotonin level, and it's like all of a sudden you realize, oh, I did have depression. It's like a negative feeling. It's a void. Like, it's not always like, oh, boo-hoo. Sometimes it's like just a lack of everything. And then we get that serotonin level up. You're like, oh, I am alive. I did have something wrong. Thank you. And so it's worth talking to your doctor if you're having any kind of memory issues. If you haven't talked to them about that specific concern, talk to them. Because there's so many things.
Well, the reason I was looking up this Prevagen, is this something that doctors are prescribing? Or
Prevagen, I believe, is an over-the-counter...
Well, that was going to be my question. Is it something that you can get over at the gas station?
Not at the gas station. And that's why I pick on the gas station supplements, is because I do believe that they are worse. I don't have a lot of science to show that. But there has actually been some studies done on Prevagen, and there's little clinical evidence. But I saw a patient came in with a supplement she found at the gas station that would make her butt bigger. And I'm telling you.
That's a thing? Okay.
Well, some people have different body types, and I know that people all think that everybody wants to be skinny.
Baby got back.
I like big butts, and I cannot.
Well, but I promise you, like, there is a huge thing that gets overlooked in our society because we just kind of, if if you're skinny, you must have everything made. And turns out, like, skinny is not what you see on the front page. It's not what you see in social media. It's not, skinny is not it either. So those women are just as negative about their body type sometimes because they don't have the curves, right? So you would not believe the number of young women specifically that come to me wanting something that will give them those things. And this woman came and showed me this thing, and they're little capsules with some sort of looking chopped herb or something in them. And from the gas station, that's going to give her a butt. And it's like, actually, you should probably go hit up like Elite or Anytime or Tribe and do some squats. Because the only way you're going to change how your body is shaped is through muscle development. Like, your body type is your body type. How your bones and muscles work together, the only thing you can change is the fat laying on top of it or the size of the muscles underneath the skin, right? So if you don't like your body type and you have extra weight, if you lose weight, you'll have a different body shape that will be based more on the bones and the muscles. And if it's not big enough here, you can do muscle work to increase that size of that area.
Yeah, you can do that while you're in your chair. You can pump them glutes, baby.
You can do stairs. You can get yourself one of those little steps and just step up and down like something. But you've got to work those glutes if you want. So just remember that at the gas station is like, I feel like there's even less FDA regulation there. At least if you bought something at Walmart doesn't want to be sued. They're not going to bring on products that might injure or don't have oversight or don't have somebody else responsible. Because like sometimes it's like, who owns this thing?
Well, I mean, they've got to maintain plausible deniability.
Yeah. So if they let you buy a supplement at their stores and that supplement kills somebody or maims them or whatever, and that company is actually just somebody in their basement, doesn't have any money to be sued, who's getting sued? Walmart's getting sued.
Guess what's rolling uphill for a change?
So I would just really be cautious about those. There's a lot less regulation, and so and I think that they're just aimed like everything else at the gas station to make you spend a couple more dollars while you're in there.
Well, the AARP, according to the internet here, which we all know how reliable that is, claims that Prevagen is nothing more than what you would hear from a snake oil salesman. Their claims have not been proven, and the FDA has not substantiated those claims. So it says B6, B12, and folic acid are all you really need.
Exercise, reading. If you haven't read a book in the year, go read.
Yeah,
regularly.
you got to work that brain.
Yeah.
Other than it's time to make the donuts.
Consider, if you're retired, doing something part-time to keep sharp. Because I find that people that retire and like do nothing, I see a huge decline. Like, I don't generally just recommend retiring. That's a very individual thing. But if you're not going to if you don't have a plan to keep your mind active, don't retire. Like, go part-time.
I've known so many people that retired, and that was they just went downhill from there.
Now, I've seen people that do it well, and they've saved up, and they're planning trips, and they're
exploring. They know what they're going to do.
Because they're activating their brain, exploring, doing new things, But if you're just going to do it to sit at home, we're going to see negative side effects of that.
Okay.
And then one more, and then I'd like to, since we're not going to do a show next week, answer the other one. Maybe Doc and I can get together and just do a podcast or on, because the last one we'll get to, but this one's really quick. Is fruit juice healthier than the whole fruit? No. Do my kids get juice? No. Do I drink juice? No. Do I think WIC should provide juice? No. I think that it is a starter to soda. You get used to large doses of sugar all at once, even though they're quote-unquote natural. They are not at the same level. Like, there's no... If you juiced something yourself, they concentrate it more for sale because it makes it sweeter.
Well, yeah,
or they add apple juice.
They want to sell more of it.
Yes.
Okay, and they can't say, this tastes like crap. Buy some. Yeah,
Buy
it
some.
doesn't work that way, okay?
Well, some things, but if you put organic on it, maybe. But what happens with the juice? Have you ever made juice?
Yes, I have a juicer.
So how many oranges does it take to make a glass of orange juice?
743.
Yes.
I mean,
Isn't that true?
You're going to be
Isn't that
working
true?
for more than a minute to juice enough oranges.
Like the whole bag.
Yes.
Like
to get you
a big glass.
A real.
Like just a little glass.
Right. No.
I'm
talking a juice glass here.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're not getting, and even when you use an electric juicer, because mine's a good old fashioned handheld juicer. Well, not handheld. You put it on. Anyway, when you use the electric juicers, you're not getting that much more.
No.
I mean, there's only so much juice in a little bitty orange.
Right. And so my question is, even if it takes 3 oranges to make a small glass of juice, have you ever sat and ate 3 oranges in one sitting?
Right. Well, I did work down
I've
in
ate a
Florida
couple of those cuties
for a while, and I was working in the orange fields, picking oranges.
So you probably ate a few a day.
I ate a few a day back
but never
then.
3 at once.
No.
Right?
No, I mean,
because even just a couple
you'd
of
be running
them.
around all the time. So
well, and you probably get some sores from the citric acid, or indigestion. But the thing about that is so what you're doing when you juice something is you are removing all of the natural sugar content. It's natural sugar, but you're removing all the natural sugar of that fruit and casting aside all the fiber and throwing it out.
Yes.
What happens, so now we're talking about the glycemic index. There is a measurement that you can do on how quickly something will raise your blood sugar, right?
Right.
And there's things that slow how quickly your body is able to absorb sugar out of your gut and turn it into your sugar in your bloodstream.
Right.
So the things that slow that are lower on the glycemic index. They don't create sugar in the blood as quickly, right? They slow how quickly you absorb the sugar. Things that are high on the glycemic index are going to change your sugar very quickly, right? So, for example, watermelon is very high on the glycemic index. If you eat watermelon, it will change your sugar very quickly because there's not a lot of fiber to it, right? The fruits that are lowest on the glycemic index naturally are berries. You got a lot of seeds and fibrous things, and you eat the whole thing. There's not something that you peel and cast off. You're eating the whole fruit instead of getting rid of anything.
Right.
A lot lower on the glycemic index, a lot less likely to impact your blood sugar as quickly. And so when you juice a fruit, what do? You take all the sugar and into a liquid and then cast off all the fiber, and you just lower that glycemic index. And that's step one, right? Because then if you're not juicing yourself, if you want juice, make it yourself. But when you buy juice, what you're doing is you're buying this thing, and how does that get processed? It probably has to be boiled, right, to get any impurities out, and then may have some preservatives, and then it gets packaged, and then it sits in storage. And so when you talk about any vitamins and minerals that might be in there, they might have been boiled out, they might have just waited it out. We're getting a lot less even of the natural nutrition from the fruit just from processing. But we cast aside all the fiber and threw out all the fiber. That is what lowers the glycemic index of fruit. So you're actually producing something from a fruit that's supposed to be quote-unquote healthy that is really high on the glycemic index. And so to me, if you want orange juice in the morning, eat an orange and drink some water. It'll turn to juice in your stomach. But you have to eat the fiber with it. And so no, I don't like juice, and it is not healthier. It's not healthier than fruit, and I would argue it's not healthy at all.
Okay.
And then the last one, and I think it'd be interesting to kind of have a well thought out something we could release since we won't have roundtable next year, is do vaccines cause autism?
Well, that's a real good question. You want to give them a ballpark answer, or you just want to?
Well, my answer is no.
No. All right, that'll be enough for today. So,
and so if I spend an hour talking about this, the thing is, I would love to talk about this. And it's a subject that's near and dear to my heart. And I had an experience in medical school when I was this young, learning about things, and I know all these things. And somebody reached out, and it was one of my dad's friends, and they reached out via social media, and they had a child with autism and they reached out to me to ask me if vaccines caused it. And I was like, I'm going to talk to them and be open-minded and show them all the things that have been, and I went through this thing, and like she'd have another question, and I'm like, yeah, here's the studies. And after this big discussion with a total stranger on the internet, because I'm going to win this one person over, at the end she asked me, but what causes autism? And well, let's talk about that too, and really there is a lot of data on that. And when I talked to her about some of it, she's like, well, why is there more studies being done? And I just had this dawning realization that I just spent this hour talking to this person, right? And at the beginning, I'm talking to her about all these studies that have been done. And she's like, I don't believe those studies. And then by the end, she's asking me, why aren't there more studies done? And I'm like, oh. And it's like, I'm reminded of this, like, I was always told never argue with an idiot because they'll take you down to their level and beat you with experience. And I was like, no, she's asking me why there's not more studies. And this whole discussion was why she doesn't believe the studies that have been done. And I'm like,
okay, then.
There's no winning here. There's no answer. But I think it would be good to present the information that we have. And I would love to talk about it. It just is one of those things. Vaccines, you have to have an open mind to talk about them.
Well, we will definitely
there's not really a good
dedicate a show
discussion.
to it then.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It's the Roundtable. We are way out of time. Thank you there, Dr. Smith.
Yes, sir.
We are brought to you by a whole slew of sponsors like Budget Propane, Hog Wild Bins and Bargains, Timberland Dental, Storage Floor and Carpet, Washita County Medical Center, CDU, Elite Fitness Clubs, Mitchell's Body Shop, The Sandbar, Everybody's Antiques, First Choice Family Care.
That's me.
And, that's it. That's all of them. All right. Again, thank you, Dr. Smith. You guys tune in, not next week for Dr. Smith because we're moving. And I don't even know if I'm going to have a radio station next week. So,
but maybe we can play if we make that audio.
Yeah. You never know. Provided I have a radio station.
And provided that I actually recorded.
All right, you guys, hang out. Doc Bryce, you got anything you want to add?
No, I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, KCXY East Camden, welcome. News Talk 92, KBEU Bearden.
I'm sorry, can you clarify that last sentence for me?
That means the news and talk of South Arkansas on News Talk 92, KBEU.
Of unused and unsold bump stocks to be melted down. What if we do that instead?
It's one of the worst things that I think Donald Trump did in his administration was just use that executive administrative branch just to single-handedly say, nope, can't do it.
Yeah,
Supreme